Now at 5, a married couple who operates a business in southwest Missouri is charged with stealing. Plus, Watered Gardens raises money for people in need with its Empty Bowls event. And
Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she won't seek re-election to Democratic leadership but will remain in her House seat. I'm Skyler Henry on Capitol Hill with reactions and Republicans' next move.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A married couple who operated a Lamar, Missouri business are now both charged with stealing. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Dennis and Brenda Masters own and operate the Rustic Barn Flea Market in Lamar. We told you previously that authorities had charged Dennis Masters with the theft of thousands of dollars worth of payments and goods. Well, now the prosecutors added 2 felony stealing charges against both Dennis and his wife Brenda. The weather, looking pretty good out there, but cold. Let's check in with Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it's been cold really all week long, but warmer today compared to what we have seen over the past couple days. We are sitting upper 30s to lower 40s, even mid 40s once you get into our southern counties. But unfortunately, a cold front is shifting through, so our temperatures are really going to cool off as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Plus, our northerly winds are going to start to pick up, so that's going to make it feel even colder than what it actually is. We do have a few light little sprinkles, random light little showers in our northern counties. Not a big deal, but I do think these will kind of flare up just a bit as we go into the evening hours and then kind of mix with a little bit of snow, especially after 8, 9 p.m. So you can see some light showers, a little bit of light snow trying to mix in. Doesn't look like a huge deal, but definitely something that we want to keep our eyes on over the next several hours. Of course, we're going to look into Thanksgiving here in just a bit.
See you then. Some Southwest Missouri artists and soup makers have once again put their talents together to help feed people in need. The 10th annual Empty Bowls event is currently taking place at Empire Market. KOAM's Yana Hautala explains the importance of this unique event where artists and restaurants work together for a great cause.
Here is a small sample of the 600 special bowls made with love for a special cause.
We've got generous restaurants that have donated all this delicious soup, and it really brings everyone together either over lunch or dinner, and they can celebrate the fact that every bowl is worth 15 meals, and then they also have something they can take home as a reminder.
Empty Bowls. The event started back in 2012 to raise money for privately funded organizations that prevent hunger as a part of their ministry. Your $25 donation gets you one of these handmade bowls filled with soup.
100% of the proceeds is divided among 4 local and regional organizations to receive the funds. So we have We Care of the 4 states in Joplin, Mission Joplin in Joplin, Watered Gardens Ministries, and then Hope Kitchen in Neosho, Missouri.
It was a stamp that Watered Gardens has provided for us so that we have this logo, and then we also put our studio.
Jeffrey Jones from Clay Cup in Neosho has been throwing clay for the cause for a couple of years.
Potters are poor for the most part. We don't have a lot of money to give, but we do have skills, we do have other resources, and we have heart. We really believe in this project.
It takes time to make these bowls. They start early in the late spring, and they always sell out.
Providing more and more bowls every year. We keep adding more potters as we train more potters. So it's a wonderful vehicle for expression of community growth.
Potters from as far as Springfield and Lamar contribute to this fundraiser.
It has the purpose of helping people, and we're thankful to have so many skilled potters in the region who offer us their abilities to come and make as many bowls as we possibly can.
You have a leftover reminder that somewhere someone has an empty bowl, which is kind of the idea of the whole event, is just to raise money for local hunger relief by purchasing a beautifully handcrafted bowl, and then you have something to remember it by.
An empty bowl, reminder of the growing number of empty stomachs in southwest Missouri. Yana Hautala, KOAM News.
A minimum $25 donation is asked for each bowl, but people are encouraged to donate more. Still have a little bit of time left. That event ends at 6:30 this evening. The Wesley House, Pittsburgh's First United Methodist Church, and the Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas are working together to expand services to some of the area's most needy citizens. The new partnership will provide a number of new programs, more staffing, and services to help meet the needs of low-income families in the area. The group will serve the community this Christmas season by providing a Christmas box with food and toiletries, as well as a meat voucher to Ron's Supermarket, which will be available for pickup mid-December.
A lot of times, again, we are providing services at point of time when they need the care and they need the service. This really allows us to go further and expand that conversation of, again, what our community members are seeking for their future and for their family's future.
The Community Health Center has 15 clinic locations throughout southeast Kansas and northeastern Oklahoma. Some Pitt State Electrical Technology students today took some time to replace light switches at the Ronald McDonald House in Joplin. It's part of an ongoing partnership between the school and Ronald McDonald House to keep its facility up to date while giving students a chance to work on their skills.
I don't even want to say they get a little self-community and a little give back. I think every family is touched somehow by a Ronald McDonald House, and that way they get to give back a little bit. It furthers their education, and they get credit for coming.
The Ronald McDonald House helps families with seriously ill children who are in the hospital. Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi is ending her historic run as Speaker of the House. Reporter Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with that story, as well as a look at where Congress goes from here.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from California seek recognition?
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced she's stepping down from a leadership position within the Democratic Party.
For me, the hours come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect.
Pelosi was the first woman in U.S. history to ever serve as Speaker of the House. And she said she was proud that Congress has become more inclusive during her time.
In my 35 years in the House, I have seen this body grow more reflective of our great nation, our beautiful nation.
New York Congressman Hakeem Jeffries is the favorite to take over as minority leader, which could put him in position to someday become the first black Speaker of the House.
I think it's always good for a party to have new blood and new invigoration, enthusiasm, and new ideas.
Congressman Steny Hoyer, the number 2 Democrat in the House, is also stepping down from a leadership post. Had Ms. Pelosi stayed on as leader of the Democrats, she would have had to turn over the Speaker's gavel after voters gave Republicans control of the House.
One-party Democrat rule in Washington is finished. We have fired Nancy Pelosi.
Republicans say they plan to use their newly gained subpoena power to launch investigations of President Biden.
We have repeatedly called on the Biden Treasury Department to release additional financial documents to committee Republicans, but thus far Treasury has refused.
The entire House will vote on a new Speaker when the new Congress convenes at noon on January 3rd. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Republicans voted earlier this week for Kevin McCarthy to be their nominee for the Speaker's position in the new Congress. However, he does not yet have the full support of the Republican caucus, which he'll likely need given the slim majority Republicans will have in the next session. Still ahead, putting pickup trucks to the test.
The latest safety report card for small pickup trucks. I'm Danya Backus with which pickups got the highest ratings.
And next in Health Watch, what new research shows about why home births are becoming more popular. Topping today's Health Watch, the Affordable Care Act has apparently helped some Americans kick the smoking habit. That's according to a study in the journal Addiction. U.S. adults with mental health and substance abuse disorders smoked less than those without health insurance coverage during the first decades following the passage of that law in 2010. New research shows the number of home births is up to the highest level in 30 years. Reporter Naomi Ruckham looks at what might be driving the increase.
Dominique Drakeford is expecting her second child, and like her first delivery, she plans to give birth at home. How did it feel to deliver your child in your home on this bed? What was that like?
It was incredible.
Dominique was surrounded by family and a trained team that included a doula and midwife. She chooses home birth because she has concerns about racial disparities in medical care and maternal mortality.
My safety has to be a priority, and the safety of the little human inside of me has to be a priority.
A new report finds home births increased 22% from 2019 to 2020, and an additional 12% the year after, with nearly 52,000 home births last year.
We'd seen reports of women having some concerns about delivering their babies at hospital during the pandemic, and midwives having more inquiries about their services.
While non-Hispanic white women account for the majority of home births, the largest increases are with Black women.
The safest place for birth is either in an accredited birth center or in a hospital.
Although the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists believes those settings are safest, the group says each woman has the right to make a medically informed decision about delivery. Dr. Jeffrey Ecker is with Massachusetts General Hospital.
Certainly understand that home birth can provide for some patients an atmosphere that may be more welcoming than in the hospital. I think the answer to that, it's incumbent on all of us to work to make those more welcoming, equitable environments.
I think a lot of women at large are interested in having the birth experience be an experience as opposed to a procedure.
And that's why she says home birth is her choice for her family. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists says home birth should not be planned when a baby is in an unusual position, if a woman is pregnant with more than one baby, or if she's had a C-section previously. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, how the collapse of the cryptocurrency market is leading to lawsuits against some celebrities.
Plus a little bit of rain and snow for us this evening. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, definitely turned out to be another cold one for us today, but not as cold as what we have seen over the past couple days. Unfortunately, we're going to go the other direction as we head into Friday. Nice shot, sun setting, clouds, indigo sky, casino and resort. Of course, it's going to be dark here in about 30 minutes or so. New drought tracker came out, comes out every Thursday, an update. So today's Thursday, even though we've been getting rain, even though we've been getting a little bit of snow, not getting a whole bunch better. You can see the red is extreme drought and then exceptional drought still across northeastern Oklahoma up to Chanute and then back towards Sedan. It gets a lot better Springfield over toward Branson, but we still need the rain across the region. All right, temperatures, most of us low to mid 40s. You can see 30s in our northern counties. That is the cooler air that is starting to push in. Here's 7th, here's Rangeline. Of course, a lot of traffic. 43, northerly winds at 14. As those winds pick up and our temperature drops, of course, we're going to get a wind chill factor as we go through the overnight hours tonight as these northwesterly winds start to pick up just a bit over the next several hours. So already we have wind chill factors kind of into the 30s to near 40. These will drop into the 20s, if not upper teens, later on tonight. Through the evening hours, we slide back through the 30s. Some random showers mixed in with a little bit of snow eventually, and it looks like most of it's going to be kind of right through the heart into our southern counties. Already a few light little showers, mainly in our northern counties. A lot of this is very light, so most of us are dry at this point in time, but I do think this is going to flare up a little bit as we go through the next few hours. It's just a weak little wave that is kind of sliding through that's going to affect us tonight and then again tomorrow with a lot of clouds across the region. You can see our jet stream right out of Canada. So you got all the lake effect snow. The Buffalo game on Sunday got moved to Detroit because they're getting so much snow, but it also ushers in that colder air right on top of us. So our rain snow chances, it's going to be scattered. You can see it kind of flares up 9, 10, 11 o'clock, and then it's pretty much gone. We could see a few flurries lasting into tomorrow, but that is really just about it. All right, let's go through time. Here's 9 p.m. Some light rain and snow showers, mainly northeast Oklahoma, southwest Missouri, kind of shifting south. Here's midnight, some light little snow showers, and then pretty much gone by 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. But look at the clouds. We drop into the mid-20s, so it's going to be a cold start, and then we just don't go anywhere. throughout the day. Upper 20s by noon, cloudy skies. We'll start to get a little sunshine in our northern counties late in the day, but our high temperatures really just not going anywhere. 26 in the morning, 29 by noon, 30 by 5 p.m., northerly winds at about 5 to 10. So it's going to be a cold one on Friday. We do start to moderate those temperatures just a bit as we head into the weekend. If we had any accumulations this evening, very light, dusting upwards to ½ an inch, not something I am concerned about at all. Flurries tomorrow, 21 tomorrow night. Cold for the Pitt State game on Saturday, but better. 48 Sunday, 54 Monday. Storm system moving in for Thanksgiving. We're going to break this one down for you at 6.
Very important for travelers.
Yes.
There will be a lot of those.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jack. Coming up, testing pickups to see if they meet new safety standards. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Ermal Brandon served in the U.S. Army in 1944 and 45. Joplin native was stationed in Europe, and we salute Private First Class Ermal Brandon, a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, this is the last day to file a simple tax form if you're one of the 9 million Americans with unclaimed stimulus or child tax credit payments. The IRS began sending letters last month to alert those who are eligible. The IRS filing website will stay open until midnight tonight. Multiple celebrities, including Tom Brady, Larry David, and Steph Curry, have been named in a class action lawsuit over the collapse of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX. The lawsuit accuses the celebrity endorsers and the company's ex-CEO of targeting unsophisticated investors who later lost money in the collapse. The Bahamas-based company filed for bankruptcy last week and is now the subject of inquiries from federal regulators and Congress. Highway safety experts put small pickup trucks to the test using more severe measures to match the current dangers on the road. This latest round looked at the impact of side crashes, which account for about a quarter of all traffic fatalities. Reporter Danya Bacchus has the results.
6 small pickup trucks took a beating. The nonprofit Insurance Institute for Highway Safety ran tests to see how the vehicles held up when hit from the side and generally liked the results. Becky Miller is a senior research engineer.
5 of the 6 vehicles got a good or acceptable rating. 1 received a marginal rating.
Good ratings went to the Chevrolet Colorado, the GMC Canyon, and the Honda Ridgeline.
We saw that the structure really held up to prevent the doors from coming in and intruding on the dummies.
This year's updated test smashed a heavier barrier into the pickups, 4,200 pounds, to represent a collision with an average SUV. Crews launched it at 37 miles per hour, then recorded the impact. The Nissan Frontier and Ford Ranger came out with only acceptable ratings because of the potential for head injuries to rear passengers. And while the Toyota Tacoma did well in some categories, it got a lower marginal rating because of how the impact crumbled the side of the truck.
The whole side of the structure really collapsed in significantly into the occupant compartment. Side crashes still account for nearly a quarter of the crash fatalities that are happening on U.S. roadways, so we think this is a really important topic.
The IIHS says small pickups have struggled for good ratings in the past, and these latest results are a shift in the right direction. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All 6 of the small pickups received good ratings in the original side test before the IIHS switched to more severe conditions. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, tips on saving money ahead of Thanksgiving. Then on KOAM News at 6, the state of Kansas collects more than $200 million from lawsuits over the opioid crisis. Plus, Pitt State gives students a chance to meet with some state court of appeals judges. And we're going to have more on the partnership between the Community Health Center and the Wesley House, aimed at helping low-income families in the area. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Sun getting kind of low in the sky and the temperature's getting kind of low too, Doug.
Yeah, we're going to drop back low to mid 20s for us tonight. We are going to have some light rain and snow showers, mainly the southern half of the region. As we go through the overnight hours, it should not amount to much, but a lot of clouds tomorrow, flurries. Look at this, a high temp of only 33 degrees, but it does get better. Sunshine returns, a little warmer as we head into the weekend. Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. Of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Let's make it a great evening.